Welcome to the Headley Highlight Show's Headley Headspaces. The Headspaces are a series of thoughts and musings I have during the course of the week, and I chew all over them and I bring them to you. And this particular Headspace is called, Why Are You Bombing the Houthis, Trump? Before I jump into this Headspace, let me just thank all of my new subscribers who have joined my channel. I have 510 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So if you're able to, please do like, share, hit the notification button, comment, and become a subscriber to my channel. The Headspaces are a feature of my weekly political talk show called the Headley Highlight Show. It's 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on X, previously Twitter. So let me jump straight back now into my question, which is, why are you bombing the Houthis, Trump? On Tuesday, of course, the lapdog Britain, UK, under Keir Starmer, the harmer of grannies, he joined President Trump in bombing the Houthis in Yemen. The outcome of this exercise was that 400 people were killed, mainly women and children. No military targets were even significantly impacted by the bombing. However, many families lost their mothers, their grandmothers, their children, and their sons. The interesting thing in the way that this is being reported, so for argument's sake, I'm looking at Al Jazeera's article, and it says Trump warns Yemen Houthis that they will be completely annihilated, is that the first three sentences make reference to Iran. And the clue is in the name. Donald Trump has renewed his call for Iran to end supporting the Houthis, pledging that the Yemeni group will be defeated by the United States. Now, the important thing about this article is that it's giving you a clear indication of travel. There is a renewed desire at the moment to attack Iran, and the administration under Donald Trump is gearing up apparently towards that. The reason I've said this is that because there was to a degree, a ceasefire in relation to the Houthis hitting targets in the Red Sea. So for want of a better word, the attack was unprovoked. What the group who are supporting the resistance in Gaza want is the end to the blockade so that aid can get into the country. That's one of their demands. That demand has not been met because Mr. Trump has not leaned on Mr. Netanyahu's administration to ensure that aid is getting in. So people are, as we speak, starving and dying from dehydration. That's if they can they can dodge the white phosphorus and all the bombs falling and crushing their surroundings. And the question I have to ask myself is, why has Mr. Trump done this now? Why has he done it at all? There had been a cessation by this group, the Houthis, and I don't even like using that term. I think they're called Al-Sharia, which is the correct term. The Houthis is a media construction. He was elected on a mandate of reducing wars, of extricating the United States from the Ukrainian conflict. But he hasn't been able to extricate himself, like I said in a couple of headspaces ago, from the Israel lobby. They have captured his presidency, and I said that about 4 headspaces ago when it was published on my channel. And to me, this is another indication of that capture. It says to me that they are seeking at some point to go and destabilize even further this region with an attack on Iran, which in my mind is absolute lunacy. There's been no reduction in aid and military support to Israel. Of course, there's been no enforcement of the ICC warrant. I mean, the first person that Trump welcomed when he was inaugurated was Mr. Netanyahu. And the pro-Zionist Israeli lobby have captured, in my opinion, the Trump administration by way of what we're seeing now. It almost says to me that this is a continuation of the policy, irrespective of the fact that this is a Republican administration continuing to be the enforcement arm of Israel in the region. So are we potentially looking at, some months from now, an attack by Israel on Iran, which will be backed up by America? And let's not forget, Iran has recently signed a bilateral agreement with Russia, who's also a superpower, and Iran is also part of BRICS. So I don't see this going down well, because there will be retaliatory strikes. I'm sure of that. And I don't think the BRICS members are going to sit by and watch another member being attacked. thus potentially drawing China into the conflict. And another thing for you to have in your purview is that there have been 7 sets of practice maneuvers by Iran, China, and Russia. Military maneuvers. So they're practicing, people. They're preparing themselves. So this to me is the lunacy of the Trump administration. Why would you do this? And then use the terminology Iran-backed support for the Houthis. You're trying to set the scene. You're trying to create in the mind of the public a justification for a separate attack on Iran. And what do you think the consequence will be if Iran is attacked? Do you think they're going to retaliate? How about yes? How about them starting to destroy oil installations? How about them destroying military bases and potentially flattening several kilometers within Israel? It just seems to me a situation that's a powder keg. And if you're hoping that you'll be able to control that powder keg, I think you're sorely mistaken. And this is why I cannot understand why Mr. Trump, on the one hand, is trying to extricate himself from the situation in Ukraine. You know, they're actually involved in a proxy war and then acting as a mediator, pretending they're not present. I mean, the lunacy of some of these policies. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't understand why Mr. Trump's doing it. And my answer to the reason why he's attacking the Houthis is because this is another exercise for those donors from the Zionist Israeli lobby who have captured his presidency, and now it's time for paying up. And paying up means attacking the Houthis with a view to then attacking Iran. Absolutely crazy. What's your thoughts? What's your 2 pence? What's your 3 cities or your declining dollar price? Share with me your opinion. Why has Trump attacked Yemen? Is it because he has been captured by the Israeli Zionist lobby? Check back, let me know your thoughts. Jump up in the DMs, in the comments. Visit my website at denisehedley.com. Make a donation as well. That would be lovely. Buy me a coffee, or you might want to buy me, I don't know, wings and chips and a drink and a Miranda. Or you may wish to join the YouTube, which is denisehedley.com, and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for listening, and it's a pleasure to have your company and cup.